the place of remembrance, shows why this life exists, and why Ukraine is alive, and why it is so strong, and how our people value their heroes. Once, there was only a small plaque here, just an A4 sheet, and there was an inscription. Place a flag if you know someone who was killed by Russia.
Zelensky stated, now this is a place of national memory, and every flag, every portrait, every candle is our gratitude, is our respect. And this, is not a monument made by order. This is a human desire to pay tribute to the best of Ukrainians. And this is yet another proof of the abyss between us and evil. For them, the idol is the old man on Red Square who took the lives of millions. For us, heroes are heroes among us. The president emphasized that Russia must radically change, or else the world will have to change, just as the world did 8 years ago, when it finally became clear to everyone that evil cannot be appeased. It must be fought together. Mobile internet may not be the only service shut down during the Victory Day parade on Red Square. The entire mobile network could be jammed in Moscow. Victory Day is a Russian holiday commemorating the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in 1945, celebrated on the 9th of May. Reported by Ferry Daily, citing two sources at Russian major mobile operators. About details, the sources said that residents and visitors in Moscow may be left without any mobile connection on the 9th of May, possibly from 9 a.m. until around 12 to 13 a.m. They have never jammed Moscow like this before. They practiced on other regions, said one of the sources. The Moscow Times reported that similar information had been confirmed by other sources. They noted that the authorities may completely cut off the network, including home internet, following the example of Belarus, which applied such measures during mass protests in 2020. All mobile operators and internet providers have been instructed to prepare in advance for this scenario. It is expected that neither SIM card purchases, VPNs, nor other workarounds will allow users to restore the network. Despite Kremlin statements about a so-called ceasefire declared for Victory Day, Russian forces continue assaults and attacks along several fronts in Ukraine, including the Pokrovsk, Toretsk, Liman, Vovchansk, Kramatorsk, and Novopavlivka fronts. Reported by Viktor Trigubov, spokesperson for the Hортиця Operational Strategic Group.
The enemy is less active, and there were no combat clashes on some fronts this morning. However, active fighting took place on a number of fronts, so we are not talking about any ceasefire. There were assault actions starting at midnight, when this supposed truce took effect. On the Lyman front, on the Vovchansk front, directly in the city of Vovchansk, in the town of Chasiv Yar on the Kramatorsk front, in the city of Toretsk, and in Sherbinka on the Toretsk front, and on the Pokrovsk front, with active attempts to advance along the entire front line. The same goes for the Novopavlivka front, so to say that they proclaimed some sort of ceasefire. As we can see, there is no sight of it on the battlefield or in the rear.
Trigubov noted that the Pokrovsk front remains one of the toughest. Ukrainian forces are engaged in defensive battles there. Russian troops are attempting to carry out assault operations west of the city, east of the urban agglomeration along the Pokrovsk-Konstantinivka road, and slightly further south to reinforce efforts on the Novopavlivka front.
In total, 65 combat clashes. That's not as many as on some past days, but it's currently the most intense front, the most intense section of the front. And the Russians are not giving up their attempts to improve their tactical position around the city, either to cross the Pokrovsk-Kostiantynivka road to complicate the connection between these cities, or to reach the road to Pavlohrad, or somehow support those forces trying to advance along the Novopavlivka front towards the border with Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, which as of now they have not managed to do. And as they planned, they will not succeed by 9th May.
French President Emmanuel Macron said that it is necessary to maintain strategic uncertainty and not to say out loud how much and what kind of weapons a country provides to Ukraine. He said this at the joint briefing with the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in Paris, Ukraine Forum reports.
I want our country to act in close coordination with all allies who support Ukraine, so that we do it as long as necessary, transparently among ourselves and with Ukrainians, that we meet their needs, but talk about it as little as possible. Because this ambiguity is a protection for the Ukrainians themselves.
He also praised Merz's position of not speaking out loud about the possible authorization to supply Ukraine with terrorist missiles.
It is up to the Chancellor to make decisions for his country, consciously and sovereignly. But I support his desire to restore strategic uncertainty in this context because it would be pointless to announce categories of weapons, delivery dates, and models at press conferences every time.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.